Hello everyone, I am Rifatara Shams welcoming you to my presentation titled Society Oriented Applications Development Investigating Users' Values from Bangladeshi Agriculture Mobile Applications. We are from the lab office that stands for Operationalizing Values in Software from Monash University, Australia. Well, how do you feel seeing your 100 years old grandpa struggling with tiny fonts of a mobile app? Upset, right? Imagine how easy it would be if the fonts are larger enough to read by your grandpa. Don't you think this accessibility issue is the most important value he expects from the apps? But how many times do we think about values while developing apps? Today, I am arguing that values are necessary to be addressed in apps across all societies. Now, you might have a question what exactly values are? Well, values are what people consider important in life. Values are something that reflects people's personal and social preferences. If I ask you what are your values, probably you won't say functionality, features, accessibility, etc. Rather, I guess you would say family, tradition, freedom, independence, helpfulness, honesty, and so on. Therefore, there are also other values besides functionality, features, accessibility. If you want to make the best use of the apps, definitely the apps should reflect all your values. We have many methods, tools, and techniques to build apps, and we have at least an understanding on how to address security, privacy, or in some cases, accessibility in apps. But do we have any method to consider these human values in apps? Now, again, you can ask why values in apps. We have already addressed like security, privacy, accessibility in apps. Then what's the necessity of others? Well, let me share an example of how dreadful value violations in apps can be. This is Molly Russell, a British teenager who tragically committed suicide in 2017. Her parents blamed Instagram for her death as she watched self harm images sometimes, and the recommendation algorithm of Instagram filled her homepage with more self harm images that made her disturbed, mentally unhealthy, and violated her values like peace, pleasure, meaning in life, and enjoying life. As a result, she killed herself. Can you imagine how horrible the result of value violations in apps can be? Values in mobile apps is not only important for personal life, but also important for societies and economies. Let me share another story. A woman in a remote area of Bangladesh who was a homemaker changed her life by simply using an agriculture app. With the help of it, now she is conducting agriculture business and contributing to her family and the economy. However, the same woman stopped using an app because of the lack of information regarding crop diseases. That means the app couldn't meet her curiosity and information requirements. Similarly, another woman avoided this app because of the complex language, as she expects simplicity from it. Therefore, limited considerations of users' values in apps can lead to user disappointments and negative socioeconomic consequences. So, we have conducted a case study with the agriculture apps in Bangladesh by manually analyzing their reviews to explore the values of the app users and to identify how many of their values are being reflected in the existing apps and which values are missing. We started with almost 4,000 user reviews from 29 Android apps, and after some processing, we proceeded with 1,522 reviews. We have manually categorized, coded, and analyzed each review to relate with human values. For this purpose, we have used a universal human values theory from social science called the Schwartz theory that has defined 10 main value categories measured from 58 value items. This is the most cited and widely used human values theory. We have searched these 58 value items from the reviews to provide a direction to the developers on which values they should consider while developing agriculture apps for the Bangladeshi society. We have placed each review under three categories: desired values, present values, and missing values. The term desired and present have been used when users expect a value from the apps and when a value is already reflected in the apps respectively. We named the values as missing values that are desired by the users but not present in the apps. At first, the reviews were manually divided into criticism, problem faced, suggestions, expectations, queries, and praise for the convenience of relating each review with values. A review under the category praise is related to present values, and under criticism, problem faced, suggestions, expectations, and queries is related to desired values. For example, the review stating it's a hacking app, it collects personal data, can be placed under criticism and problem faced. In spite of not mentioning directly about any expectation, the review can also be placed under expectations, as the internal meaning of this review is the expectations of privacy and security. Furthermore, users expect developers to be loyal and honest. As we worked with an abstract topic like values, we tried to think openly and understand the semantics of the reviews. This review does not have any present values as it's not categorized under praise. Rather, it is placed under the category desired values because of the categorization under criticism, problem faced, and expectations. As outcomes, we have found that users expect 21 values to be reflected in the existing apps, such as pleasure, capability, curiosity, wisdom, and so on. Among them, almost half of the values are already reflected in the apps, and another 50% values are missing, like freedom, privacy, independence, and so on. This is a message for the developers to be careful to address these values while developing apps for Bangladeshi society. This method can be replicated to different domains or societies to build society-oriented apps that are more sensitive to users' values. Now, the next question is how to address these values in apps. Well, this study is the first step towards answering this question. We are currently working to propose a methodology to address human values in apps. We didn't get the result yet, but a few recommendations could be to address like requirement methods, design patterns, look for intervention points in development process, introduce some tools, techniques, new roles, etc. All right, I'm going to finish my presentation by reminding you that values are necessary to be considered in apps across all societies. So let's develop society-oriented values-based apps. Thank you.